Hey guys, it's brickwitchery, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I transformed a Harry Potter prop into a tile for my custom Lego Harry Potter collection. So here I've got my image what I'm basing the whole thing off of. It is the Harry Potter cake, the one that Hagrid makes for Harry in the Philosopher's Stone. The first step you can see is that I've basically stretched it out to fit within this circle, because the circle will be the base for the tile that I'm using. If it can't fit within the tile, or I have to kind of configure it afterwards, it will make it very hard. So that is why I've originally stretched it to fit within this circle. Second thing you can see me doing is outlining all the letters of the cake. That's just so I can get a good and accurate portrayal of the way it looks. If I would just do it from memory or guess from eyesight, it wouldn't look as good as, in my opinion, ended up being. By tracing over, I can get the exact placing, or as close to as I can, of the letters and just make it look more movie accurate. I've gone over some of the letters in this a bit messily, kind of bunched up bits, different areas, because I wanted to make it seem a bit more handmade and not too static and boring. As you can see, that Hagrid was obviously very messy with the way he was making it, and I didn't feel it would be accurate or right to make it look unmessy. At the bottom you can see I kind of had to go over the Y myself. I didn't quite get a good photo of how the Y was placed, but I think I got that all right. And now what I'm actually doing is adjusting the color of the text. What I've done here is I've used the eyedropper tool to try and get the exact color from the image, which means it just takes the color from wherever I press. By doing that, it was supposed to give me a good color, but unfortunately, because of the tone of the movie and the screen actually being quite dark, it makes the color that I chose quite hard. So you'll see me later, I think, lighten certain colors later. So I think the pink gets lightened, and then what I've done to give it a bit of depth is duplicate the actual text, make it black or a darker version of the green, and then I've placed it behind and to the side of the text, which makes it have a bit of a shadow, and I think replicates the way that the text on the cake actually is. Another detail I've added is this split down the middle of the cake. It kind of goes around different letters and around different words, so I tried to outline that by making the line pretty accurate. But as I've actually moved up the first word, happy, away from the birthday in Harry, I've done that just because it's the angle of the cake. You kind of get it from a front view, which means that things seem closer together than they actually are. That's why I moved happy up from birthday, and that also meant that I had to move the line that I traced from the image to suit my changes. I've made the line not perfectly straight and not evenly thick on each of the parts, just to give it some variation and to match the unevenness of the actual image. I imagine it's meant to be areas where the cake is kind of broken off or separated, so I tried to get the depth into that, even just through these small changes, because I didn't want to make it too in-depth or detailed, because I know Lego doesn't go into too much detail in some of their tiles, or generally, because it kind of breaks that fourth wall that you're looking at a toy and not something that's meant to be lifelike. And then you'll see I'm changing the color of the cake and changing the opacity, so it means I'm making it a little bit see-through, the cracks throughout the cake, so it kind of doesn't draw too much away from the text. Finally, what I'm doing here is exporting it, so just getting it into the right quality, so hopefully it was high, and then making it easy, so a PNG, so the outside that I haven't touched is transparent, to be able to transfer onto the actual tile. So here I've opened up Part Designer, which is an application as a part of of Bricklink, and it kind of works in conjunction with Stud.io. In Stud.io, I managed to take the part that I've put into Part Designer, which I've just put on top of a 2x2 tile, and then transported that or exported that into Stud.io, where I put it on top of two 2x2 circular cylindrical plates and then made it look like an actual cake. Rendering it was the final step, just to make it look real and present it nicely, and you can see how the light kind of falls on it and dims the color from what it originally was, which I think makes it look nice. Anyway, here's the comparison between the real one and the tile one, and let me know what you think. How do you think I went? Do you think it looks realistic enough for Lego standards? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and like and comment, because I make Harry Potter Lego videos around here, and I hope that you want to stick around and see more of them. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye.